Hey guys, Casual Chrono here. I was having a conversation with one of my followers, and I apologize if I mispronounce your name, but I think it's pronounced Z-Ray. At least that's what Google tells me. So Z-Ray and I were discussing basically how to improve pain and poison damage. So specifically, Z-Ray was looking at Biaka AS and Winefica and Palm AS, basically that trio, for doing massive pain and poison damage. Now, I don't have Winefica, and while I have Palm, and my goodness, I've gotten Palm all the time. She has like, let me see, she has like 140 light now. It's something ridiculous. So, actually, I should just sort by light. She'll be the first one. Yep. 154. That's how often she pops up in my pools. But anyway, I don't have her or Winefica, but I do have Biaka AS. So we're going to play around and see what grasta, what gear might actually improve her end of turn damage. So we're going to Trusty and Agsham. We're going to challenge one dummy. And right now, she has absolutely nothing equipped. She has no sidekicks. I have one wind hammer user in the back row, but they're not equipped with anything either. They're just for testing purposes. So round one, we're going into active camo. And round two, we're going to hit lethal jammer. It did 239,000. Lethal jammer again. 381 was the... It looks like it's doing 2 sets of damage, but... $759. And looks like 965 and 500. So I did 4,300,000 damage. Alright, so that's our baseline. Oh yeah, give me my silver tokens. Okay, and then just to show, she's not equipped with anything, no grasta, no other characters other than an unequipped Popero, and no sidekicks. Alright, so 4.3 million damage. One of the grasta that, whoops, not water, we were debating whether or not it had any effect. Is it not showing up? Yifa has it equipped, so I know I have it. Let me just switch back. Okay. So, Intrana, the newest dungeon right now, has enhance if max HP for all the elements, and I happen to have bought the wind one. When the characters are at max HP, it does 10% more damage. Now, it doesn't say that it's wind damage, it just says 10% more damage. So I was curious to see if that would also affect those end of turn pains and poison damage. So that's the only thing I've equipped right now. How's my mana? I always call it mana. It's technically magic points. I don't know. I'm going to keep calling it mana because I've just played way too many games and it's mana in like most of them. Okay, I should be fine for another round. Alright, so baseline was about 4.3 million in damage. Let's see if that grasta affects pain poison damage. Oh wait, active camo first. We gotta do the exact same thing as before. Lethal jammer. 229 and 300 and something. That might have looked a little higher. It's only supposed to be 10% more. So if we had 4,300,000, 10% of that would probably put us around the 4,700,000. It'd be basically 430,000 more. Nope, that looks like it's about the same amount of damage. Alright, so it looks like that enhance and make sure I was at max HP. I don't see why I wouldn't be. I mean, I wasn't damaged. Yeah, I was. Alright, so this grasta, since it's wind, for wind characters, apparently it only affects wind damage. So that grasta is not going to help with end of turn pain poison type stuff. So let's see, what were some of the other things we were talking about? Well, like any pain poison character, we need to equip pain poison grasta. So let's see. Let's just do some basic grasta. Let's see, power of pain, hammer, could be one. I'm trying to avoid the ones that have upgraded with ores. I want to kind of get another baseline. Power of pain, hammer. And do I have another just power of pain without any upgrades? Power of poison, power of poison. Technically you can mix and match power of pain and poison as long as both pain and poison are on. But I'd rather not if I can help it, so... What's she have? MP consumption attack. Let's do windburned pain. Windburn pain is another 30% and improves wind attacks, but I don't think this counts as a wind attack, so let's steal this from Sesta. Alright, and while I'm thinking about it, because I am totally going to forget, I'm going to put that grasta back on Yifa. So that was enhance if max HP wind. So that affects wind damage. That's good to know. Alright. How much mana do I have? Whoops, that's the wrong team. I'm about halfway done. I can probably go one more. Alright, now I am expecting the damage to go up this time, because I basically have 3 pain grastas equipped. That didn't look like that much more damage, if any. Oh, maybe pain grastas don't affect. I just figured it was one of those blanket things, like it just improves all of your damage, as long as the enemy has pain. 4.5 million instead of 4.3, and I don't know if there's some variation in that. Let's go one more time and just see if there is any variation. How much mana? Whoops, not badge. How much mana does he? 29, so 30, 120, 150. Okay, I can go one more time. So round 1, active camo. And 2 through 5, lethal jammer. And last turn. $4.6. Alright, so there is a definite increase. Not quite as much as I was expecting, but there was an increase. Alright, I'm going to run over really quick and sleep at the inn. I will probably edit this part out just for speed's sake. Alright, going back to testing now. I looked to see what type of grasta I have. I was looking to see if I had a shared hammer. I do have enhance if max HP for hammers, but it's not upgraded, and I'm down to 1 jadeite left, so I don't really want to waste it just testing this. So I would like to think that Biaka's damage would go up. Actually, I guess there is a way to test and see if that particular grasta does take effect. Let us remove this grasta and just see. So actually the quickest way to remove. Gotta love this UI. We have to go to bind to rescind. We're going to Biaka. We're rescinding everything. Alright. We're going back to basically just to confirm that it's going to be around 4.3 million. Camouflage. Because if there is some variation, I'd like to know kind of the range that we're dealing with. Lethal jammer. And lethal jammer. 4.4 million. Okay, so there is a little bit of variation. And the 3 power of pains really didn't go that much higher. So I'm really not sure if those power of pains are doing much good. However, we can test now. Enhance if max HP. Supposedly damage should improve by 30% when I'm at max health. So that's the only thing I've equipped. She still has no gear, and Popero in the back still has nothing. So if that grasta works on her lethal jammer skill, we should see a 30% increase, which 30% of 4 point whatever million should be at least in the 5 million range.
I've got a license to kill.
Active camo. Alright, lethal jammer. Those numbers still look pretty similar. And last turn. I don't think that reached 5 million. Nope, that's still right in the same general range as all the others. Which also is making me think now that Pain Poison grasta really didn't do anything either. Alright. So let's remove that grasta now. And let's see if any particular gear helps. So one of the badges I have, and I wish I could remember where I got it from, is a pain badge. Damage 20% when the target is pained. That's the only badge I've equipped. Everything else is still empty. Let's see if that would affect lethal jammer. And 10% of 4.5-ish million would be 450,000, so 20% would be close to 900,000. So if that badge works, I would expect to be getting damages in the mid 5 million range. If my math is correct, which it is 11:30 at night, so it might not be. Active camo. Alright, round 1. Second lethal jammer. Numbers are still looking pretty similar. It still looked like in the 4 million, yep. In fact, a little less than what we've seen in the past. Alright, so that pain badge did not seem to have any effect either. And it definitely is putting pain on there. It occurred to me that lethal jammer might be only a poison, but I was pretty sure it was both. Okay. Well, let's see. What other things did we discuss? Vitality badge. Chances are that one's not going to make a difference either. So let's see. Vitality badge. Where are you, Vitality badge? There you are. Obero has it right now. Not anymore. How much mana? Let's see. 30, 16. I do not have enough. So really quick, let's eat some food.
Okay, let's dance.
Camo. Lethal jammer. That looks about the same. And just to make sure, let's see. Poison and pain damage increased based on number of stacked loopholes. But nothing we seem to do. Let's see, blunt resistance, wind type resistance decreased. Nothing we seem to do seems to boost her damage. It's looking like we're going to get about 4 million again. Yep. Yes, 4.3. So then I wonder, what if we put on some team buffs? Let's throw Iffy in the team. She gives that mind's eye ability to everyone. She herself does pain poison. I don't think she has any grasta that are going to interfere. Staff, gun. Biaka's a gun user, if I remember right. Let me double check that. Biaka is a gun user. She is a hammer user, gun user, wind user, outlaw, mask, military. Okay. So let's take off the gun user. I'll have to go through that stupid grasta UI. Let's see. Bind, rescind, Iffy. Let's take off the gun and see if just Iffy's presence alone improves damage.
I've got a license to kill.
So active camo. I'm not going to cast pain poison with Iffy. I'm just going to let... let's just try buffing. Let's just see if Iffy's presence does anything at all. I'm going to cast this ability, which does not buff anyone. That way we'll see if the mind's eye thing works. So nothing and lethal jammer. Lethal jammer and nothing. It's looking like it's going to be about the same damage. Lethal jammer, nothing. And lethal jammer and nothing. Yep, that looks about the same. 4 point something. Yep. Alright. So let's just speed this along. Let's go ahead and have Iffy casting her own pain poison, and let's go ahead and give her back that grasta. The gun grasta. We'll see if the personality grastas affect anything at all. I'm kind of thinking at this point, Lethal Jammer is just not going to be affected by anything. Be pleasantly surprised if it was, but... Active Camo and Nocturnal Procession. We're going to improve power, intellect, speed. Lethal Jammer. Rosa Liliac. This does reduce type resistance. Lethal Jammer. Let's see, both of those are 3 turns. So let's just do Nocturnal Procession again. That should last the rest of the test dummy. Lethal Jammer. Rosa. Alright, I am seeing an improvement in damage already. So the question is that going to be because I'm buffing her or I'm debuffing the dummy? Because we have type resistance decreased. So let's do one more Lethal Jammer. Yep, that was definitely more damage. We hadn't seen 2... Yeah, so that's 7.2 million. If I had to bet, I think that's because we're reducing the type damage. I'm getting so many silver tokens. Alright, how's my magic? Not enough. Alright, gonna run over, rest up, and be right back. Alright, so I'm looking at the wiki and I had another thought. Let's bring in Pizzica. I'm curious if her song that inflicts break would cause the damage to increase as well. So while singing is activated, inflict break. So let's just spam Rosa Liliac to reduce type resistance. And let's see, damage received. Activate singing, we're not singing that one. That doesn't affect anything, so we'll just Rhapsody Aura it. Alright, she sings. We should have a break effect. There it is. Alright, Lethal Jammer. We'll just spam Rosa Liliac. Did it use up the break? Kind of hard to tell since she reapplies it. Lethal Jammer, Rosa. So here's my thought. All I've done was spam Rosa Liliac. If the break isn't taking effect, we should see 7.2 million in damage again. However, if Nocturnal Procession was having an effect, then we should see less than 7 million in damage. And let's sing again. So how much do we have now? 4.4. So the type resistance maybe didn't have any effect at all. The break certainly didn't. Which means simply buffing Biaka would probably have an effect. So the question is it power that's affecting it or what? So, well, there's another easy way to find out. Let's give her a power badge. And let's see, Pizzica wasn't doing anything, so let's throw in Yifa. AS. And we'll also give her Yifa's buff. Alright, so active camo, faith on her, that will improve her stats. And this time let's spam Nocturnal Procession.
Blessings upon you.
So Nocturnal Procession, improved power, intellect, speed. Benacht Bua improves power and intellect. Nocturnal, Lethal Jammer. So she has a faith buff and now is getting buffed twice by them. Lethal Jammer, Nocturnal, Benacht. Oh, she already hit the 1 million mark. Lethal, Nocturnal, Benacht. Ooh, 2 million. Okay. So what that is telling me right now is that power, intellect buffs seem to be affecting the power of her lethal jammer. Type debuffs do not. Oh yeah, 11 million damage that time. Alright, so let's see, is it power? I didn't mess with any grasta, did I? Let's see. Wind, type debuff, yeah. Okay, so let's get them out of... I did give her her grasta back, right? Yes, I did. Alright, let's get them out of the party. We'll go ahead and get rid of you. Thanks for coming. Alright, so let's give her that 35 power badge. And are there any badges that just give flat out power? Usually they're like type attacks and things like that. Speed. Defenses. Not looking too good. Okay. I wasn't sure how much of a difference we're going to see with just 35 power. Wonder if overthrow would affect things. We'll try that next. Don't think any of those give power either, just type attacks. Alright. Well, let's just see what 35 extra power does.
Okay, let's dance.
Active camo. Alright. Lethal jammer. We were seeing anywhere from 4.1 to 4.6 million in damage. So if we see higher than that, we can probably conclude that the power buffs are making a difference. 4.9. Okay. That sounds about right. With 35 power, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Alright, so anything that improves Biaka's power seems to make a difference. So let's do one last test. Instead of power, let's try just type attack. Let's see. I'm looking for one that... There's a power 40. Increase stats by 20. So I guess the increased stats would affect things. Yeah. Let's go ahead then. There are a bunch of type attacks for weapons. Oh, I do want to test the Elpis hammer. Alright, that one has type attack and power. Here we go. Just type attack. I don't know if the poisons can crit, so let me just see if there's anything that's more neutral. Nope. Alright. Void hammer improves type attack. Alright, so we've removed the power, but we've given her the void hammer, which improves type attack by 10%. So with that in mind, if it doesn't affect things, we should see the 4.1 to 4.6 million range. If it is affecting things, we should be seeing closer to 5 million. Lethal jammer. Lethal jammer. Those numbers do look a little higher. Yep, there was a 1 million on the second to last turn. Yeah, those were definitely higher. 6.6. Now, was that because of the crit or the type attack? That I can't quite separate given the weapon choice. So, party. Let's remove the weapon and give her a badge that does type attack. That's critical in type attack. Well, here, let's do it this way. We can reduce the type attack with the Mana Spring badge. So if we use that and type attack affects this, we should see below 4 million in damage. Make sense to you? Makes sense to me. Could just be ramblings. It's almost midnight here.
Okay, let's dance.
Alright, so reduction of type attack. That looked about the same as before. Alright, our baseline was anywhere from 4.1 to 4.6 million in damage. And with a reduction in type attack, she's still in that baseline area. So it looks like the calculation is based entirely on power. And possibly crit rating. So, badge, remove. Let's go ahead and give her the Elpis hammer. It does critical rate and it does overthrow. I'm not sure how much the test dummy affects with the overthrow, but that's for mathematicians to figure out. Alright, lethal jammer 1. I think those numbers looked a little higher. Yeah, that one almost hit 1 million right there. Yep, these are definitely higher as well. So it might be the critical rate, though. Alright, 7.1. So knowing all this, how much mana do I have left? Magic points, I know. It's still mana. Alright, gotta run. I think I'm out of food. Yep. Alright, running back, grabbing food. Restored up. Let's do just a couple last tests and come to our conclusions. Let us pull out good old-fashioned bullseye. Damage 50% more outside of the AF bar. Will the bullseye badge work? I've unequipped her weapon, so she has no weapon again. If it doesn't work, we should be seeing damage in the 4.1 to 4.6 million range. If it does work, we should see 50% more. So and it looks like it's going to be normal. So even bullseye doesn't seem to help with her. Yep, 4.4, normal range. Alright, so the conclusions we can come to is anything that improves power will improve her damage and possibly critical rating. So knowing that, let's do a quick test. We decided that type attack I don't think affects anything. So Void Hammer has a critical rate of 100% and Elpis has a critical rate of 100%. So do I have any armor that just flat out gives me power? I don't think I do. I don't know why I was clicking all those plasma bangles. It's not like they were going to change. Those are all speed, resistances. That's a type attack. Luck, which if you have a critical rating of 100, luck probably won't help any. Tempered, Toto's is resistance, more luck. Atonement bracelet doesn't do anything. Any of the little basic ones? Nope. Bone bangle? Forgot that even existed. Okay. And let's see, badge. The biggest power badges are the Totos. Forgive me, I gotta scroll through a lot. Let's just find any power one. Power, HP halved. Luck, spirit, endurance, intellect, power, speed. Let's do power speed. So we have a boost in power. Grasta wise, I don't think I have any grasta that improve power. Unless, let's see, bullseye, no. Beside type attacks don't have much of an effect. The power of pains don't have any effect. The enhancements didn't have any effects. And the wind didn't have any effect. So let's just go with Elpis Hammer and power 50 points higher.
I got a license to kill.
Alright, camo. Yep, there's already 1,000,000 damage in there. And lethal jammer. Alright. Grand total of 8.3 million. Now let's add in 3 characters that will boost her power. So let's stick with Yifa again. Let's stick... Oh, I said Yifa and I picked Iffy, but we are getting Yifa as well. So she's going to Faith on turn 1 and been knocked every turn past that. She's going to spam her Nocturnal Procession. And who else actually boosts power? Does Tuva? Let's see, Prane. Let's see. Party's type resistance. Aha. Party's power and weapon type damage. Alright, we'll spam that one. Alright, so we have 3 characters that can all boost power. Biaka. Sidekick wise, let's see. Elemental breaks. All party members stats 20% when the AF gauge is empty. That would waste a turn, though. I don't think I can enter active camo during an AF bar. But that would be a way to boost power, technically. Tetra just restores things and makes me happy. Karobo, fire damage. Morty, what was Morty's stuff? Party's power up. But he does earth attacks as well, and I don't want those numbers to affect anything. Alright, let's just go without a sidekick. Alright, 3 characters, buffing power, and Biaka. This will be the final test to see if this improves the pain, poison, lethal jammer damage. Active camo, power, power, power. You'll notice, by the way, the same position. Like I tend to have the skills in the same position. So I have a team power buff, it's the 3rd skill. I have a team power buff, it's the 3rd skill. Team power buff, 3rd skill. That way, whenever I put in characters, I have, muscle memory and everything. If I go mindlessly click that spot, I kind of know what I'm getting. Alright. Lethal jammer, power, power, power. Alright, already did a million in damage. So that's promising. Lethal jammer, power, power, power. Now for Iffy and Tuva, it doesn't technically matter because it's a 3-turn thing. But Yifa's is for that turn only, so I definitely have to keep spamming hers. Lethal, power, power, power. Last turn. And we have 18 million in damage. Alright, so for all of you another Eden players out there that are trying to figure out ways to utilize Biaka AS on bosses, to speed things up, it looks like the best way to do it is to give her equipment that boosts her power and to have support characters that are able to cast spells that improve spells, skills, whatever. Her support characters have to be able to improve her power. Now, Tuva's skill did mention something about weapon type damage by 50%. I don't know if that one's factoring in, but it seems like power is definitely key for this calculation. So if you're trying to use Biaka AF, give her power-related weapons and try and make sure her critical rate is 100%, and that will probably be the fastest way to speed up her end of turn lethal jammer damage. So there you go. So I hope that helps. Casual Chrono signing out.